All right. With that, let's read this hadith. This has some other benefits as well. This is in the Muwatta. It's found in the Muwatta. Muwatta is the original first ever published book of hadith by Imam Malik. He used to teach others. Imam Shafi'i learned from Imam Malik as well. So his first book, he used to compile the traditions of the people of Medina and the laws and regulations at that time. There's a whole madhab, the Maliki madhab, that comes from Imam Malik. Very, very important scholar in Islam. In the original Salaf, he was a tabi'i or tabi'i, I always forget. He was one of those. He was either in the second or the third generation, or he met the people of the second generation. Okay, a very, very important figure in Islam. Everything that we have essentially, when it comes to the preservation of the Sunnah, can be owed back to Imam Malik easily. Okay, an important figure in Islam. So this is his book, Al-Muwatta, very important. Okay, so in his Muwatta, yes.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not? I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Okay, here's the hadith from Muwatta, where he captured, where Imam Malik captured. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam, he wiped his back with his right hand and brought out his offspring. We learned about that last time. Then he said, I created these for paradise, and they will do the deeds of the paradise. Then a man asked, Oh Rasulullah, what is the purpose of working? I think we talked about this last time. Why do we do what we need to do if Allah already knows that these people will go to Jannah? Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when Allah creates a slave for paradise, he causes him to do the deeds of the people of paradise until he dies on the deeds of the people of paradise and he enters paradise. So when Allah creates a slave for the fire, he causes him to do the deeds of the people of fire until when he dies on one of the deeds of the people of fire, he enters the fire. Meaning, the last thing that you do essentially will determine your fate. You might be doing good all your life, okay? And toward the end, you are going against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're going against Islam, and that will determine your fate, okay? Or you could be doing bad all your life, and the last thing that you do is what determines your fate of your eligibility for entrance into Jannah. So your last actions are what are extremely important. So you always need to make dua that, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, continue to set me firm all throughout my life, that I continue to do the deeds of the people of paradise until the very end. Okay. Here is in Musnad Imam Ahmad, another hadith about this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala divided the souls into two groups, the people of the right hand side, the right hand, and the people of the left hand. And he said that these are the people of paradise, and I do not care. And these are the people of the fire, and I do not care. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not care who goes to Jannah or Jahannam, as in, not that he doesn't care, as in he decides what he wills, right? And he will guide who he wills. It is up to us and our actions that we are held responsible for what paths we choose. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not shy to punish somebody. Okay, that's what it means. Here's a hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, is muttafaq. Muttafaq means something that is agreed upon, that both Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, both of them captured this hadith in their books, in their Jami'. A man from the people of fire will be asked on the day of resurrection, if you had all that is in the earth, if you get everything that's on this earth, would you ransom yourself with it? He will say yes. He will say, I wanted from you that which is easier than that. I took a promise from you in the back of Adam alayhi salam to not associate partners with me, yet you insisted on associating partners with me. So here's the people of the fire. He's saying, I will give anything up to ransom my punishment, to ransom myself out of this punishment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I asked you for something much easier than that, right? You don't have to give me all what you have to not be in the fire. All I asked you to do is not to do shirk, but yet you did shirk, right? And this was a promise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took in this event of the mithaq, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the promise from everybody. Okay, good. Then I think we talked about this a little bit with Adam alayhi salam. Yes, we did talk about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam alayhi salam, and we were looking at the ayah 231. Let's look at that ayah again. Something happened? I heard a big ding. I don't know. Okay, yes. So using this as our anchor again, these sets of ayat in Surat Al-Baqarah, ayah 30 and onward, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I think we talked about this last time, but it's good to just remind ourselves, وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam the names and concepts and descriptions of everything. You remember us talking about that? ثُمَّ عَرَضَهُمْ عَلَى الْمَلَائِكَةِ, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the angels, He presented those things in front of the angels. فَقَالَ أَنْبِئُونِي بِأَسْمَاءِ هَؤُلَاءِ, can you tell me the names of these things? Can you describe these things to me? In kuntum sadiqin, if you're indeed truthful. And then they said, قَالُوا سُبْحَانَكَ لَا عِلْمَ لَنَا إِلَّا مَا عَلَّمْتَنَا. Here's another beautiful phrase that we should always say. Oh Allah, how perfect are you? We have no knowledge except what you have taught us. Oh Allah, we have no knowledge except what you have taught us. You will often hear either me say it or others, preachers and teachers, make this dua, Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana, innaka antal alim al-hakim. No doubt you are the one full of knowledge and full of wisdom. Qala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned to Adam alayhi salam. Qala, ya Adam, O Adam, anbi'hum bi asma'ihim, tell him the description and the names of these things. Falamma anba'ahum, and then when he told anba'ahum, basically described them, bi asma'ihim, by their names and by their concepts and what their descriptions were. Qala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to everyone, Alam aqul lakum, didn't I tell you all? Inni a'lamu ghayb as-samawati wal ard, that I know the unseen in the skies and the earth. Wa a'lamu ma tubduna wa ma kuntum taktumun, and I know what you reveal and I know what you conceal. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them, this is why Adam is superior. This is why I asked you to do sajda to him, because he is taught by me. He is created by me directly. He is taught by me the things that you don't know. That's number one. Number two, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that is hinting to somebody who is in the audience, and it's Iblis in the audience. I know what you hide inside of you. I know what you reveal, and I know what you conceal. Okay, here the Iblis has not been disobedient until this time. Okay, and by the way, before we move on, the command to do sajda was actually given before Adam was created, right? You guys remember vaguely, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am going to create a Khalifa, and when I do, then you are to bow down in front of him, then you are to do sajda. Okay, then let's see what's in the rest of the narrative. And by the way, any questions? You want to talk about names and what are these names of these things? You guys understood? We talked about that last time. No? Okay, let's remind ourselves of this ayah really quickly, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, gave the order to do sajda before the creation of Adam alayhi salam. Yeah. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ, and when your Lord said to the angels, إِنِّي خَالِقٌ بَشَرًا مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ مِنْ حَمَإٍ مَسْنُونٍ, that I am going to create a human being from pottery, and from the likes of pottery, and from the mud, right? فَإِذَا سَوَّيْتُهُ, and when I have created him, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي, and when I have blown the ruh into him, فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ, then bow down to him, then prostrate to him, do sajda to him. فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ فَسَجَدَ الْمَلَائِكَةُ كُلُّهُم, then all of the angels did the sajda to كُلُّهُم أَجْمَعُونَ, all of them, all together. Trillions of angels, trillions and trillions and gazillions of angels, they did sajda to Adam alayhi salam. By the way, doing sajda to another creation is forbidden in our sharia, right? We only do sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? But when Allah himself is ordering, we have to obey Allah, right? Why do we do sajda to Allah? Because Allah told us to do sajda to Allah. When Allah himself is saying do sajda to Adam, then we have to follow the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, regardless of what we think is right or wrong, right? We have to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the angels knew that they're designed not to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so they all did sajda to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One more thing about the sajda. In our sharia, sajda out of respect is a sajda period is forbidden to another human being or another thing, right? Another creation. It's forbidden either out of respect or for worship. But sajda of respect was allowed in previous laws and scriptures. Okay, do you remember the story of Yusuf alayhi salam? I don't know if you guys know the detail. What happened when the brothers came, the 10 brothers came, and the parents of Yusuf alayhi salam into his courtyard? They all did sajda to him out of respect. It was allowed back then. Okay, ringing a bell?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So just wanted to just remind you that the sajda of respect was allowed before, but in our sharia now that also is disallowed. No sajda of worship to another creation, obviously, and no sajda of respect to another creation. Okay, now going back, Dhuhr time already, mashallah. All right, so you know the story of so let's continue the story of do I have that story? Yeah, maybe we talk about this now. Why did I do it for later? Okay, so let's read a passage in Surat Al-Araf. I think this is where we were. No, this is Surah Ibrahim. Yes, let's go to Surat Al-Araf. So the story of Adam is mentioned 7 times in the Quran in 7 different places, okay? So there are bits and pieces in each story that you have to kind of piece together. So here is that story. So let's read these ayat, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, actually, let me pull this up in the other version, 711. don't have a lot of time, but that's okay. Let's just continue to do this. Okay. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that in fact, we have created you all. ثُمَّ صَوَّرْنَاكُمْ. Then we fashioned all of you, meaning, fashioned Adam alayhi salam, and the ruh, and the arwah, and all of the souls. ثُمَّ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ. Then we told the angels to prostrate to Adam. فَسَجَدُوا. Then they all prostrated, إِلَّا Iblis, except Iblis. لَمْ يَكُنْ مِنَ السَّاجِدِينَ. He was not one of the ones who did sajda. Then, in Surat Al-Araf here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, here's, this is one of the ayat where, Iblis gives his rationale. Okay? Wow. I made a mistake here. I don't like it when this happens. Okay. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, قَالَ مَا مَنَعَكَ أَلَّا تَسْجُدَ إِذْ أَمَرْتُكَ. What is wrong with you? What prevented you from doing sajda as I commanded you? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already knew what was in the heart of Iblis, right? What prevented you from doing sajda as I had ordered? قَالَ أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ. He said, I am better than him. خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ. You created me from fire. وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. And you created him from clay. So in his small head, he thought he was superior. He was superior because fire is better than clay in his mind. The original sin. This is the story of the original sin. It is bigotry. It is jealousy. He is like, who is this new creation when I have been with you, O Allah, and worshiping you for eons? Remember the story of Iblis and how he came and was elevated to the station of the angels, and he was possibly even given wings, and he was in the company of the top angels, and he was worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now suddenly this new kid on the block arrives, and I am supposed to worship, to bow down to him, even though it's the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? He had this sense of bigotry in him, that I am going to worship this, am I going to do sajda? I'll give respect to this thing made out of clay. He knew it wasn't worship. He wasn't worshiping Adam, but yet he knew that this is a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yet he chose to disobey because his ego was bigger than the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ego of shaitan was bigger than the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, than the commandment of Allah. He said, you created me from fire. The fire is better than clay. قَالَ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, فَهْبِطْ مِنْهَا. Then go down from here. فَمَا يَكُونَ لَكَ أَن تَتَكَبَّرَ فِيهَا. Because it is not appropriate for you to have arrogance in here, meaning in wherever that is, wherever he was. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, go down. You don't belong at this level anymore, which the level that you are at. Go down from this level because it is not appropriate for you to have any kind of arrogance in here. فَخْرُجْ. Then get out from here. إِنَّكَ مِنَ الصَّاغِرِينَ. Because you are the ones who are small, meaning you have demoted yourself with your attitude. You are now small. You mean nothing. Now you don't belong at this level. قَالَ. He said, أَنظِرْنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. He said, oh Allah, give me respite until the day of resurrection. Give me respite. He made a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Iblis, after he's getting demoted and rejected, and he's not in part of the top level anymore, and now he's dejected, he is still making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And look at his dua. Look at his dua. Did he ask for forgiveness? No. What did he say? Oh Allah, give me time until the day of resurrection. He knows who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. He knew exactly who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is and what he is capable of, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is capable of everything. So he knows about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power. So who is he going to ask for a favor? He's going to ask Allah. He said, give me time until the day of judgment. أنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون. قال إنك من المنظرين. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted his dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the dua of Iblis, saying, fine, you have time. I give you respite. But then he blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Instead of asking forgiveness for his behavior, he blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Qala, and we do this too, right? Just think about yourself. Don't think Iblis is something external to us. This is inside of us as well. And we have to be careful about this. Qala, فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي, because you deceived me, you sent me astray, you are the one who caused me not to do sajda, you tricked me. لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ, I will sit and wait in their straight path. The Surat al-Mustaqim, the Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim, that we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the straight path. That's Surat the straight path that is blessed, right? Surat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim. So Shaitan is saying, I am going to sit and wait on your straight path. Meaning, I will sit and wait for the believers who try to follow your straight path. I will sit and wait for them. ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ, then I will absolutely come to them. مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ, from their front. وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ, and from their back. وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ, and from their right. وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ, and from their left. وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ, and he made a promise to Allah that you will not find most of them grateful to you. So he's making these promises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's asking respite for this, that I am going to mislead your people that are trying to go on your straight path. I will be on their right hand side. Now I will be in front of them. Meaning, what does it mean? So let's understand this figuratively. I know we're almost getting time to get over. We'll finish after this, inshallah. What does it mean that I'm going to be in front of them? Meaning, I'm going to stop them from doing good. That's one meaning, right? Also, it means you might think that we might be doing something good. And Shaitan in front of us is going to show, even if it's something bad that we're doing, he's going to make it look good to us. So we continue to do it because we think that's the right thing to do. And he said, I will be behind them, which means he will continue to push us in the wrong direction. وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَمِنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ, and whatever is on the right-hand side, meaning if you think you're doing the right thing, he might push you to the left-hand side because he's pushing you from the right to the wrong. وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ, and if he's going to be on the left of you, then he's going to pull you to do on the left-hand side to do the wrong thing. And he made a promise to Allah that you will not find at the end of the day most people grateful to you, O Allah. He made a promise to Allah. قَالَ أَخْرُجْ مِنْهَا مَذْءُومًا مَدْحُورًا. Just get out of here expelled and disgraced. You are disgraced. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still, this is the third time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these sets of ayat have told him. It's like, go down, meaning you don't belong here. Then he says, fakhruj, then get out. Then again, get out from here. Mad'uman madhura, disgraced and rejected. Liman tabi'aka minhum, whoever follows you from them, meaning the believers, the people of earth, and my creation, the children of Adam, whoever follows you from the children of Adam, لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمْ, I will fill Jahannam with them. Minkum ajma'een, along with you all of you, meaning all the jinns and all you, the evil jinns. Okay. This is happening in a lot of places. This is one of the passage which goes into the detail of this argument of the shaitan. This is called the khutbah of shaitan, the speech of shaitan to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where he's telling him, where he arrogantly is telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you tricked me. And I make this promise, and he made the dua, and then he made all these promises that I will misguide most everybody, and you will not find most of you guided. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that shaitan is our worst enemy. Shaitan is your worst enemy, your clear enemy, because he made these promises.